Let me continue customer segmentation using distance tree. Especially in this video, I'm going to explain how to use SPSS. For your information, let me remind you of the takeaway of the semester. We are learning distance tree. That means we are interested in the relationship between y and x. Especially for distance tree, we need to have discrete x variables and discrete y variable. Then we can run a distance tree analysis. This is a data set we are going to analyze. First, because all the variables are discrete, more specifically categorical variables, we can make frequency tables like them. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Next, we can examine the associations between discrete x and discrete y. If you are interested in the individual relationship between individual x and y, then we can do cross tabulations. But if we are interested in the relationship between all the x's and the y variable, then we can try distance tree. So in SPSS, I will show you how to create cross tabulations before I show you how to make a distance tree. By the way, when you get cross tabulations, you should be able to interpret this table, even though they look complicated. In fact, if you look at them like row by row, then you can understand the table correctly. So please study this slide to understand, interpret the table. This table is important, especially when we interpret the prediction classification table as well. This is the SPSS file, Greek yogurt purchasers. As you can see, there are 10 people. Our y variable is bought. There are a couple of yes, and many of them are no. And we have gender, marital status, and income level variables. They would be our x variables. As you can see, all of them are categories, like female versus male, single versus married, high versus average or low, and no or yes, something like that. So according to our variable type tables, categorical variables are discrete variable. So please remember that all of them are discrete. Then first, let's make a frequency table. So click on Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Frequencies. Again, because all of them are discrete, we are going to make frequency tables. So here we do not analyze personal ID, but we are going to choose all the variables and move them. If we want to make some charts, you can click on charts and then pick the right chart type. But I'm not going to make any chart here. Once you selected the variables, click on OK. Then you'll see a new window, and here you can find the counts of each category or percent of each category in each variable like this. For example, in case of our y variable, out of 10 customers, 3 of them bought Greek yogurt, but 7 of them did not buy Greek yogurt. Percentage-wise, 30% versus 70%. Next, let's take a look at the relationship between bought and gender, bought and marital status, etc. So to do that, we are going to make a cross tabulation. So click on Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then this time cross tabs. You need to move your y variable to column and your X variables to row. And you do not need to click on OK now because I'm going to show you, but let's assume that I just click OK without selecting any option. Then this is the result. So we will have a cross tabulation with counts only. Definitely we can interpret these numbers, but this table is not much informative or less informative than a table with row percentages. So I'm going to make row percentages. So before I click on OK, we just set up or we just selected the variables like this. And here we can choose some options, especially row percentage. So click on cells here. Then here you can see percentages box and you select row percent. If you want, you can click column or total percentage, but to interpret the table like row by row, you need to calculate row percentages. Continue and press OK. And now you have a new table like this. So this one, for example, shows the relationship between gender and birth. And in case of female, there are 3 and 100% of them did not purchase Greek yogurt. In case of male, out of 7, 6% of them did not buy, but 42% of them bought Greek yogurt. Because the purchase rates are different, we can say that gender and birth are correlated. You can interpret the other tables in this way, but please make sure that you interpret the table row by row, especially focusing on the row percentages, like purchase percentages in this case.